Okay, so this is vlog number 2. I had my first interaction with Victoria Eggleton, also known as Tora. First, we kind of talked about our typical day during high school. So they were about the same actually. So we'd wake up about 7:30, and then go to school from 8 to about 2:20, and then I would go to basketball until about 5, but she would actually go to work until about 8:30. And then once we got home, we would do whatever homework we had, eat, and then go to sleep, and then repeat it the next day. And then we talked about big tests during high school. So usually she wouldn't study like whatsoever. She didn't have to. She was really book smart. So studying wasn't really something she had to do. Whereas for me, I would study all throughout the week, and so that I didn't have to cram the night before the test. And she said if she ever did have to study, she would cram the night before. So then we kind of talked about our worries in high school, and her top 3 were basketball, money, and being gay. Whereas for me, it was grades and basketball, and then not have enough time for everything. And so the similarity would be basketball. We both kind of worried about basketball, but it was kind of weird for me that she didn't worry about her grades at all. She worried about money, so she worried about her job. And so that was crazy for me because grades have always been really big for me. And then what made her happy in high school was basketball, money, and being gay. So even though she worried about them, they were still the 3 things that made her happiest. Whereas for me, it was my family and my friends, and then sports, and like going to church on Sundays and Wednesdays. That's what I look forward to. And so it was like she worried a lot about her job and not like her grades or her family. And then she's not religious at all, so she obviously that would make her happy. Okay, and then we looked at some pictures from high school, and I noticed like she had a lot of pictures with the same 2 or 3 people, whereas all my pictures were with different people. Because I had a lot of friends, I knew a lot of people, and she kind of stuck with the same crowd. So after the interaction, my reactions were like I was just kind of like drawn back by the fact that she didn't really care about her grades whatsoever. Those were never anything. She didn't study for anything. She wasn't ever worried about what her grades were or anything like that. So I kind of like got a little insight into her culture and like our differences with like education, because education was always so huge for me, and it was never really huge for her ever. And it's still really not, I guess. But grades were always something that my family, like my mom especially, pushed into me, where hers pushed she needs to have a job, she needs to be making money and paying for all of her stuff. So, thank you.